looking at is a market niche with AI features in a plastic box presentation. So you look at every household needs a console, right? How do you run a house? I mean, it's sort of every TV is a computer now. Every phone's a computer. They claim every phone's a computer, but really, is it really a computer? What about the peripherals? What about the functionality? It's like, well, what is a computer? You know, what does a computer actually look like? What is it supposed to look like? Sort of thing. What is it supposed to look like? Sort of thing. And I'm like, it's supposed to look like a few different things. Peripherals is one. You have peripherals, you can input data, you can store records, you can make records that you can access later. So record keeping is pretty important. It's pretty important to make decisions, sort of thing. But the idea of the home console, the home PC, the personal computer, sort of thing. Maybe the quote-unquote the home console makes a comeback in terms of compliance and regulatory issues with AI features. I mean, how long can you go without any expectations of local native language models being processed on site and stored in a encrypted hard drive partition? Like, how long? There's steps to follow in terms of future guidelines and community expectations with AI feature products. So, you search your data, your storage, your choice, and tech companies just are the intermediaries between the service and the customer. So, that's kind of the whole story. They say that phones are computers. I mean, not really. Can you plug a disk? Can you plug a disk drive? Can you plug a disk drive into your phone and hard copy your photos and your text messages and your web browsing? No, you can't. Okay, that's fine. Can you put it onto a USB, put it onto a Windows 11, and then put it onto a disk burner? Sure, you can do that. So, it's sort of, you have to present the market with something in terms of that innovates that isn't the same. It's just the form factor's changed. That's pretty much it. And the form factor can only go so far. You're sort of stepping back to the 700p DPI territory on the resolution. They don't tell you that, but it's 620p. That's basically what, and you've got to scale back all the resolution. They don't make it clear enough. So people want to put all the eggs in the basket, go from 4K 3060 last gen software on next gen's hardware is 4K 2000 DPI over 60 FPS. And they say, well, the software engine's dated. Well, not dated in what terms? In terms of customer satisfaction of the service at hand? No, not really. How would you know? You have to be a software engineer to know if something's dated or not. That's relative. That's relative in technology terms. It's like an iPhone 5 still works as an iPhone 10. It's still a phone. It's like you can't make a phone call with an iPhone 5 phone. No, yes, you can. You can make a phone call. If all you need to do is make a phone call, what's the difference between 5 and a 10? If it was just literally making a phone call or receiving a phone call. So that's where I don't think things are going to jump back from 2000 DPI back to 620. Do you see? Like no one's compared it like that. No one's compared things like that. I just don't see it. Do you think people in their households, 30 million customers, are going to wake up tomorrow, turn off their TV, right, and just pull out a handheld and look down, get a bad neck and sore arms and hold a handheld and look down at a handheld that's the screen's about 1/5 the size with bad sound? X-Real and Roku and Oculus have their share of the niche too. What if you didn't have a room for a widescreen and you just had some Roku's? Makes sense, right? Makes a bit of sense. Do you really think people are going to give up having a 32-inch screen, running something at high definition, 1080 DPI, 2000 DPI at 60 frames with HDR? Right? Even OLED. If you can get an OLED at 32. They're not giving up their OLED 32, 42-inch, 45-inch OLEDs anytime soon for a pair of sunglasses, which is limited to maybe traveling. You see, a pair of sunglasses with a native handheld makes a lot of sense. That's Windows 11, right? There's your product offering there. There's your product offering there. With a service, a rental service, there's your second product offering, right? With a service that can sell full price purchases at retail price, at recommended retail price, at RRP. That's the three lines of your sales, the three tiers of sales purchases making those sales, right? So you've made that with the next platform, with this next form factor. There's nothing to worry about. And it's just the plastic box market. The plastic box market is something you want to worry about, well, now you're looking at a mix of peripherals. Now you're looking at this basket of peripherals into one, essentially. Maybe with a flashy screen. Does the plastic box need zhuzhing up? Or do you just leave it all cloud or browser enabled? Maybe it's just browser enabled. Maybe you do nothing. Maybe this whole AI, this whole AI move featured is all browser based for some time. It could be for 10 years before it steps up, right? Because there's a lot of claims. There's a lot of claims, and there's community guidelines that are being developed. So it's like, can you run these speculations in terms of, can you run your doorbell off your smartphone? This is where we're at now. Can you run your doorbell to your smart watch? Can you run a browser off a plastic box? Can you start the car with your phone? Like, it's just these speculative claims. This is where we're at now. Or can you run something, a voice activate assistant? Can you order a pizza, book a hotel, learn about the Roman Empire off your smartwatch, which is linked to your PC, to your console that's in your house?